Hi there, Virgo, and welcome back to Star Lourdes Tarot. This is your tarot forecast for the month of November 2025. I went ahead, shuffled the cards, laid them all out in the monthly format. We're going to get started with your overall energy and then break it down week by week. Virgo, your overall energy is the world in the upright position. Well, the World card represents, I call it my graduation card. It can be closing out of a cycle that has been long-standing in our lives. Now, this can pertain to, for some of you, it can represent retirement. It can represent finishing studies or courses, and now you're able to go out there and, go into the career that you studied for, right? The graduation card. Others of you, this can represent closing out a cycle, as in perhaps you've lived in your family home for many years, you raised your family there, and now you're an empty nester and you've decided to sell the property. Maybe you want to travel the world, or you just want to do something else. Could be wanting to move to another place. It could be another country. It could be another state. It could be just making a major change. Something has been long-standing. This can also represent promotion when we go from one aspect of our job to another, a huge, uptake, not uptake, but you know what I mean. like if you're, say for example, your career is, mid-level. Now all of a sudden you got promoted to higher level. So this is closing out that cycle so you can begin the new level. It can be closing out a career altogether. Maybe you were in one career for, say, 10 years, and now you've decided to go into a different line of work. Maybe you're closing it out and starting a business for yourself. Something major is going on. For others of you, it could be even something like a hobby that you've always done for many, many years. It could be that you're closing that out. You're no longer going to be doing that. So this is just like a big cycle is coming to an end for you. It can represent signing the final divorce papers. This is not something that comes out of the blue. This is something that would have already been in the works. This is just sort of like the final signing of the papers, because you've been married for many years. Now you're going into single life. Same thing can happen in reverse. Maybe a lot of you have been single for many years, and now you're getting married. So could been maybe you're having children after many years of building your career, and now you've decided to have children. All kinds of things could be going on. It is just a general read. But we start off the month in week 1 with the Page of Wands in the upright, rooted down by the Four of Pentacles. So the Page of Wands represents good news, exciting news coming your way. And this could be pertaining to travel. It could be pertaining to business and enterprise, as well as fun, adventure, passion, excitement. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Some of you could be receiving a message from a fire sign. Maybe this is somebody new. If you're single and looking, maybe they're coming on the scene. They've got you in their radar, and they're coming in, and they're quite fun. Can be a little bit impulsive sometimes, the Page of Wands, but for others of you, this could just be really good news pertaining to travel. Maybe some of you hearing from your travel agent that your trip is all set and everything is, all systems are go. For others of you, this is good news, maybe that you have to spread to others. This is extra, read all about it. This is a really good energy. It's very positive, it's uplifting. It's passionate, and it happens kind of quickly, because wands usually do, they don't let any grass grow under their feet. It's usually, let's do this. It could be a friend, or maybe even for some of you, this is one of your grown children that lives away. Could be messaging you saying that they're coming in for a visit. Maybe it's a relative who is sending you a ticket to come and visit them. The Four of Pentacles is here in the upright position, which can indicate a need for saving. It could be saving up for an event. Say, for example, you have decided to retire, so this could represent putting money away for savings for your retirement. It can also represent needing to put money aside for an event. It could be for a trip, right? Or it could be for one of your grown children. Maybe you're putting an education fund aside for them or something like that. It is my little hoarder card. Sometimes it can indicate holding on too tightly to old belief systems. It can be holding on too tightly to material goods. I always say, if that's the case, don't be a hoarder and make sure you start to purge things that are no longer of any use to you. Put them out there so they could be of use to someone else, especially in the case of maybe you're selling your property, your home, your business, or something like that. Maybe donate, sell, give away, whatever to others. Don't hold on too tightly. But if it's representing savings for you, that does make sense. Maybe there's a need now for a savings for some event that's coming in, or for some travel, or for one of your children. So week 2, we see the King of Wands here in the upright, rooted down by the Five of Swords, upright. King of Wands, more fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. It could be you are dealing with a fire sign in the early part of this month. But the King of Wands can sometimes simply represent maybe a new boss. If this is your new boss, they tend to sort of, light a fire under you and want to keep you on the move and keep you going. It could be travel is a part of your new position or your new job. But this person is really fiery, highly excitable, wants you to keep on the move and keep on the go. Could be a new love interest for some of you, perhaps, that's coming in as well, because it's a general read, so just take what makes sense in your scenario. Obviously, if you're happily married and settled down, this isn't going to represent a love interest, but for you, it could represent career or something else, right? It's rooted down here by the Five of Swords in the upright, which is a card that can represent conflict. Now, I don't know if this King of Wands for you, Virgo, could be creating some conflict, maybe internal conflict, because sometimes the Five of Swords can represent when we are conflicted. It's like where we're of two minds, or heart versus head. We're just not sure what to do in a situation. But sometimes the Five of Swords can represent being embroiled in, like, it could be online too, because sometimes, this can represent, like, Facebook fights where people all get involved in it. And it's usually a lot of people. It could be even in your neighborhood. Maybe there's something going on in your neighborhood. There could be some conflict that's breaking out in the neighborhood. Could be in your family as well. Or it could be internal. So it's going to be different for each one of you. But maybe this King of Wands is at the helm of this conflict. I don't know. Let us know in the comment section. Moving on to week 3, you do have the Hierophant in the upright position, rooted down by the Moon reversed. So the Hierophant represents doing things in a more traditional way. It can represent making a commitment. This is also contracts. So for some of you, it could represent a contract, that you're signing a contract, you're committing to doing this, especially if you work for the government or the education system, or even if you work in churches or religious organizations. It can represent getting that term position. Maybe it's like a 3-month position. It could be a 6-month position. It could be some kind of contract that you're agreeing to. And the Moon is in reverse, which is perfect. You never want to see these two cards together because, well, it has happened. And when it does happen, then you have to make sure that you really read the fine print when it's in the upright. Because the Moon in the upright represents potential deception, or you don't really understand the terms of the contract. But when the moon is reversed, this represents full disclosure of this contract. So I would say it's safe to go ahead and do it. You understand exactly what's expected of you, what's involved with this contract. So the moon in reverse brings the clarity, clearing up of any misunderstandings. If this had something, this King of Wands, and the incident had something to do with this contract, don't worry about it, because the matter will be cleared up in week 3. But mind you, this could be a completely separate entity. Now in week 4, we see the King of Swords in the upright, rooted down by the Page of Cups. King of Swords, now we're dealing with air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. King of Swords can come up as an arbitrator, can come up as a police officer, can come up as a lawyer. Now, if there's contracts involved, there could be a lawyer involved. Sometimes, people have their lawyer look over their contracts, which is always a good idea. King of Swords brings clarity to a situation. Could even be an aspect of you, especially if you have air in your chart. Maybe you're bringing some clarity or some truth, some truth bombs to the situation. But the King of Swords is interested in the truth, the whole truth. He's mental, cerebral, logical, doesn't care to, enter in emotion into anything. But so that could be the way you're feeling at the top of week 4. But it's rooted down by the Page of Cups in the upright position, which is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, which is heavily emotional, or it can be creative, can be spiritual as well. But sometimes the Page of Cups can represent a heartfelt apology coming towards you. It can be somebody has a crush on you. Maybe for some of you, this sword person has a crush on you. Others of you, it can be that maybe the King of Swords is bringing apologies to you over something that happened earlier in the month involving this 5 of Swords incident. But Page of Cups can simply represent to our children or grandchildren, or just kind of making our day by being incredibly sweet and doing really sweet things. So it can be as simple as that for some of you. For others of you, this can represent, like I said, heartfelt apologies or positive messages, romantic messages coming your way. It's interesting because you do have 2 kings here, which represents a serious matter is being discussed and being cleared up. With this clearing out, this is an intense month for you, Virgo. Whatever's going on here, for those of you it does resonate for, there's something intense happening here, but it looks good because of the contract, right? But then the moon's in reverse. So this means that you're very clear, you understand clearly what this contract or this commitment is all about. You also have 2 pages here, which can represent children, maybe a fire sign child and a water sign child. And some kind of King of Wands. I don't know what that is about, but it could be creating conflict within you, or maybe this person is creating conflict on their own. Like I said, could be a friend, could be a family member. Something is going on here. Boy, oh boy, Virgo. You're going to have to let us know what's happening in the comment section below, because this looks like a pretty intense month for you. There's something happening here, and it's involving other people as well. But it does look like whatever this commitment is definitely good for you to go ahead and sign it. Now, in closing, maybe we'll get some more answers from the Angel Answers. I will be pulling 3 cards from the Angel Answers deck. Let's see what comes up for Virgo. It says, ask your angels. Ask your angels. Maybe do some heavy duty spiritual work. And next one is, there's something better. And the last card is, the situation will improve. I think this is probably referring to this week 2, the 5 of Swords stuff. Situation will. So it looks like the second half of the month is easy breezy. Once you make your commitment, you do what you need to do. you're fine. There's some serious conversations going on, serious type of, but the world is a pretty serious card. I mean, you're closing out a cycle of some kind, and you're moving on towards something else. It just looks like there's a little bit of craziness that's going along with the wonderful news, because you start off the month with great news, right? It looks like there's some craziness that happens. Could be due to maybe you got some kind of promotion, or you're doing something completely different. It could be setting some people off. Maybe there's some jealousy going on or something. I don't know. You'll have to let us know in the comment section. But all's well that ends well. It looks like a good ending for you here. That's what I have for you. Please make sure to like, share, and don't forget to hit the hype button. Well, it's not a button, but when you hit the like button, it comes up. Hype this video if you like it. And subscribe. And if you do, I will see you again in the next video. Thanks very much for joining me. Much love. Namaste. Bye-bye for now.